When you have to brace yourself for uncertainty, when you have to brace yourself for the storms in life. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. Well, I'm a bit of a mess. I just got back from the gym and I did my full workout after my 5 mile run. Then I went to the grocery store and I did a few errands. So I'm back here and I'm getting ready to just relax a little bit. And so I wanted to come on here and talk about when you're living in uncertainty, if you're living in uncertain times in your life. You know, I think sometimes we can see the storm coming, but we often deny it, and or we don't want to recognize it, or we hope it will just go away. But often a storm will not go away. It passes through, and we have to go through it. Now, the foolish man will say, oh, I'll just ignore it. And so they ignore it, and the storm turns into a hurricane, and then everything, he gets caught up into the hurricane. And so I always remember the story of the 3 little pigs. The first little pig built his house out of straw. The second little pig built his house out of sticks. And the third little pig built his house out of bricks. And so in the story, there's a big bad wolf that comes along and blows down the first 2 houses. Well, we'll just pretend it's a hurricane and that we live out on a little island. And this is the first time that we've ever seen a big storm roll through. It's always been wonderful weather. And we're told about this storm coming, but, well, we kind of deny it. So we build a house of straw. But our cousin builds a house out of sticks because he thinks, well, maybe it might happen, but maybe it might not happen. And then our third cousin builds one out of bricks, and the first 2 little pigs, which is me, would kind of laugh a little bit at the third little pig and say, hey, you know what? Why are you being so foolish and building a house out of brick on an island? You don't need it. And so there comes the dark clouds and the rain, and it gets worse and worse, and then it becomes a hurricane. And of course, the first 2 little houses get torn to shreds, and those 2 little pigs run to the third little house with the bricks, and fortunately they were saved. In the story of the 3 little pigs, it's about a wolf. And so in this story, I made it about me, but actually I was a smart little pig. I built the house with the bricks, and it was my 2 cousins that built the one out of straw and the one out of sticks. And so what I'm saying is sometimes in life we have to prepare ourselves emotionally for uncertainty, for unknowns that we have never seen before. And sometimes we have to brace ourselves for things that we see coming and have no control over. You know, there are things that we have control over, and the things that we would have to control over in that situation would be how we prepared for the hurricane. The things that we didn't have control over was the hurricane came. We could not control the hurricane, but we could control what kind of house we built. And so fortunately, I built the little brick house, and my other 2 cousins survived the hurricane. And fortunately, in the story of the 3 little pigs, the first 2 little pigs ran to the third little pig's house, and they survived the big bad wolf. And so in life, if one sees a hurricane coming, they can deny it, or they can anticipate it, or they can prepare for it. And I believe I would rather be prepared for something that did not happen than to be unprepared for something that did happen. And so, like the little story about the 3 little houses on the island and the hurricane, I think that sometimes in life when we see things taking place, we need to be prepared or prepare ourselves to the best of our ability. If we see someone we love getting sick and we know that maybe they have a diagnosis, we need to be prepared that we're going on a journey with them, and hopefully it's a journey where they have wellness, they become well again, but it may be a journey to get there. And so I think sometimes we have to prepare ourselves emotionally, financially, spiritually, and in so many other ways. So, you know, I don't talk politics, I don't talk world events, I don't talk anything like that. I just talk very general in nature. I don't give advice, suggestions, recommendations or information. I just share with you my perspective on life. And so I pay attention to my life and to the world around me. And if I anticipate something, I would rather be the third little cousin or the third little pig that built the brick house. Even if the storm never came, I'm prepared for the storm. I would not want to be the first little cousin or the first little pig and the house got blown down, just in case. So I'm kind of a just in case person. It may, you know, I anticipate things that may never happen. And I don't want to sit around and be consumed with worry. I'm not that type of person. But if something is very, very obvious and that it's likely to take place, then I prepare myself to the best of my ability, like the third little pig or the third little cousin, which was me, that built the brick house. So I wanted to come on here and talk about that, bracing ourselves for events that we think is a possibility that is likely to take place in our lives or in whatever situation. And like I said, I'm talking very general in nature, and I don't give advice or suggestions, but I do think sometimes we can see the storm clouds brewing. And if the storm clouds are brewing, at least get an umbrella. But I prefer to have a little brick house with a brick roof. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels. If the links aren't working below, and they should be working now, but if they're not, just cut and paste the channel's name, and you can find the channel and connect that way as well. So I hope to talk to you soon. May God bless you, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.